Thanks again to B&Q Skins for sponsoring today's video. New members of B&Q Skins will receive a 3-day subscription to the B&Q Esports live streaming division. Be sure to tune into the B&Q CSGO Major Championship 2021 featuring established CSGO athletes such as Piers Morgan, Nigel Farage, XXGTR Danny G XX, Uncle Adams and Alan Titchmarsh. Here's a sneak preview of that event now. What's up gamers, Jared69 here and welcome to another Poggers Counter-Strike Global Offensive moving picture. Many recent videos on Vimeo have discussed video game icebergs, and in this video we will be discussing the Counter-Strike Global Offensive iceberg. So you may be asking, what do icebergs have to do with your favourite video games such as Microsoft Excel, WinRAR and Deal or No Deal for the Nintendo Wii starring Noel Edmonds as Noel Edmonds and Jasper Carrot as Contestant E. It is believed that Swedish game developer Jeff Bezos initially coined the word iceberg for use in your favourite video games, such as Microsoft Excel, WinRAR, and Deal or No Deal for the Nintendo Wii starring Noel Edmonds as Noel Edmonds and Jasper Carrot as Contestant E. We are about to go through a list of secrets and myths of the popular video game Counter-Strike Global Offensive, each entry being corroborated by NASA, Harvard, University of Oxford, Stagecoach and Howland. The further down our iceberg an entry is, the more wacky and wild the game theory is. A massive shout out to GG Rocks 420 for helping with this Counter-Strike Global Offensive iceberg video. Counter-Strike is a video game. I'm not too confident on this one, so take it with a grain of salt. That said, I've sure done my research. They say everyone has their connections. My mate Keith says he once fingered Alan Counter-Strike in a nightclub in Slough. It's common knowledge that Counter-Strike came on from a comet that struck Earth about 69 billion years ago. Historians have discovered cave paintings and Egyptian hieroglyphics suggesting that Counter-Strike was commonly played back in ancient civilizations, taking the form of a daytime TV show hosted by Jimmy Carr. This theory is supported by the existence of the Roman Colosseum, in which middle-aged washed-up celebrities would battle it out in 10 AD. Other theories suggested that shortly after the discovery of fire, cavemen invented Counter-Strike in the form of a board game. The invention of quantum computing in the last couple of years has allowed scientists and historians to run advanced simulations, leading to the possible hypothesis that Counter-Strike is indeed a video game.
Surprisingly few people know that CSGO allows you to play as the game's main antagonists, the Terrorists faction. This is perhaps due to the relative difficulty actually selecting this faction. If you input the special code by pressing the Change Teams button in War Games, there is a small terrorist logo which you can press to join the terrorist team. In this mode the tables are turned and it's your job to kill the counter-terrorists. This faction enables the use of several terrorist-only weapons, such as the P90 Bison and the new Casio FX83 RTX Pro Lite 2 32KB 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi.
Calculator! Maths Dave, King of Maths, I'm coming at you! Maths Dave, King of Maths, I'm coming at you!
Fully modelled Gooch. CSGO has been plagued by performance issues since its launch in 2019. These were reported among all platforms and ports of the game, including but not limited to PC, Xbox 360, Nintendo DS, the Ouya, Xbox 360 Connect, and Nokia 3310. Keen data miners combed through each and every game asset eager to find the culprit. What they found was gooch tingling. When imported into Autodesk Blender, the data miners were blown away by the excessive poly count on the terrorist player models, with 3/4 of the polygons dedicated entirely to the terrorist's gooch and scrotum area. Each wrinkle and hair has been painstakingly modelled by Alan Counter-Strike himself. But for what reason? Since CSGO partnered with Nvidia, the poly count of the scrotum has increased exponentially with each update, leading theorists to believe that the players' computers will become slower with each update, persuading them to buy the latest in Nvidia Gooch rendering graphics cards. Valve, please fix.
The Boogie Bomb incident was an incident that involved the Boogie Bomb.
What? Nah, I never knew that.
This incident received media coverage throughout the world, and if true, would be the biggest non-violent war ever occurred on this planet, directly affecting at least 30,000 people, with 44,000 casualties and over 73 people being taken to the battle bus. This incident was first discovered by a YouTuber of the name The Fapinator TX4, and here's a snippet of the video he made in evidence.
Hello guys, welcome to my video where I show you what I have found as evidence. If you look in the file grenade type 6, grenade type 6, there we go. You will see what looks to be Alan Walker faded music. This is very cool. Thanks for watching my tutorial guys, bye.
As seen in that video, the music for Alan Walker Faded appears in the code of CSGO. This code likely angered popular 2D platformer Apex Legends, which also boasts a similar grenade with an identical name, effects and song, except it was released 4.5 years later in July of the exact same year.
What the fuck? That's why I don't like Apex Legends, yo.
Top worldwide rapid response lawyers were said to have been scrambled immediately to investigate this potential conflict in IP, including popular Mixer user Tyler Blevins, aka Ninja, and TikTok titans such as Callan Gray 0, and King Ian Moore III is back 39 for good this time, returns is back 47 for good, King Ian.
COVID-19 guidelines in competitive matches. At the dawn of the coronavirus pandemic in early 2020, CSGO was promptly updated to conform with government guidelines. Players would spawn at least 2 meters away from each other, and get backbanned if they failed to keep 2 meters apart, failed to sanitize their guns between rounds, and failed to put on their face mask in the interior section of the maps with the Alt F4 hotkey. Due to the travel restrictions placed, players could only play on maps that were set in their country of residence. For example, Dust 2, Morocco, Mirage, Scunthorpe, and Italy, Germany. Surprisingly, the overall health of CSGO players increased during this era of the game. Either the restrictions put in place worked and the rate of transmission between players was lowered, or angry and upset players stopped playing the game and actually started using the shower on a daily basis. AK-48. Couldn't find much research on this one, since all my searches returned Game Chap and Bertie porn. There was supposedly a cut weapon in CSGO, the AK-48.
No way that can't happen. Let's see if this is true or rubbish. Let's see if this is true or rubbish. Let's go!
The weapon was removed due to balancing issues, since equipping the gun would allow your game to run at 48 FPS instead of the usual 47, giving players who were able to equip the gun an unfair advantage through smoother and more accurate gameplay over those who didn't. Members of the CSGO Reddit argue that this would indeed make very little difference to gameplay, since the human eye can only see at 5 FPS with ray tracing enabled.
34th round rule.
This myth was first fabricated by popular PES YouTube Twitch FIFA streamer Matt240 Gamer in episode 4 of his beloved Fortnite fabled Roku TV show. It is said in the incredibly rare event that the game is this tournament was played between the two teams. The team that manages to win exactly 3 rounds is awarded the win, and the lives of Mer's wife and children are spared. If this final tournament is also drawn 0-0, 2-2, 3-2 or 3-0, both teams are awarded losses and given 30-minute competitive cooldown, and their accounts are credited with a back ban. For more information on this myth, search MattHD Gamer Rule 34 on YouTube. Pumpkin!
Spray pattern product placement. This one is fairly well known and talked about within the CSGO community. In my previous CSGO video, 5 CSGO tricks you might not already know, I talked about the ability to actually fire your weapon in competitive matches. Of course, being the CSGO influencer I am, millions of players flocked to this new 300 IQ strat and testing it out in competitive matches themselves, quickly discovering that automatic weapons have spray patterns created by recoil. When CSGO developer Tencent caught wind of this nifty little trick, they immediately moved to capitalise on it. Exploiting their passionate customers' love for the game for money, they modified the gun spray patterns into company advertisements in a sick and twisted marketing stunt. Who's behind all of this? Who's pulling the strings? Who's the man behind the mask? That's right, it's Todd Howard.